Mayoral Memo with Matthew Dickerson from Dubbo Regional Council.
Yeah, thanks for being here this morning. The new resident night for Dubbo is coming up next Wednesday, I believe. My details are here. I do have the Dubbo Region Mayor on the phone. Matt, sorry for getting you out of bed. I know you weren't feeling well yesterday, and I'm sure that's going to hang around for a bit. Thanks for joining me. How are you feeling this morning?
Always feel better, Brett, when I talk to you, so that's a bonus for me to be able to talk to you, and that perks me up for the day.
Yeah, good. You get brownie points for saying that. That's very kind of you. This is not the first time we've had a new Dubbo resident night. Is it just for Dubbo residents, or can Wellington residents come along as well, I should ask?
Yeah, absolutely. Dubbo Regional Council, LGA residents, new residents. It's something we used to do back in the old Dubbo City Council days. We've revived it now with the new council. We've brought out the same concept. And what I love about it is that it's a really nice way to welcome people to the region, welcome them to Dubbo, but more importantly, we've got a range of different service providers, sporting teams, different things you can get involved with, and they set up stands around the new resident night. So someone that's just moved here, they might have been here for a few months, they're just settling in, and they might want to get involved in the community, but they're not quite sure how to do it. They might play a bit of tennis, and there's a tennis club they could join, or they might want to play a bit of touch footy, or they might want to join a Rotary Club. So we've got a range of these different organisations to really make people fit into our community, and that gives them a great opportunity to do all of that, but also just a nice way to say welcome. And I talk to people that have moved around a little bit. Sometimes people that have moved to Dubbo have moved in previous times, and they've always said to me, nowhere else does something like this. It's just a nice way to say thank you for choosing Dubbo. Out of all the places you could have chosen, you've chosen our city or our LGA. Thanks very much for doing that. Welcome. And people just really feel quite nice about that.
Yeah, it lets you sort of realise and get to talking with people about your new home, which I think is great. And those stall holders that are there, that's what we're going to call them. Last time there was about 34 of them. So this is quite a big event, isn't it, for those new residents? Yeah,
and they, exactly as you say, I like the term stall holders because they are from a variety of different backgrounds. But the stall holders are there. I'm not sure exactly how many we're going to have this year. We probably won't know until the night. But essentially, they're there to say, again, the same thing, welcome, how can you get involved in the community? And that's one of the things that research definitely shows, that if people move to a new area and they don't get involved in something in the community, they're more likely to move on when another opportunity comes. But if they get involved in the community, get involved in sport or get involved in service clubs, then they're more likely to stick to that place because they get some ties there, they get some links there, and then they're less likely to move on to somewhere else, which is obviously what we want in the long term. We want people to stay here. Lots of people are moving here, Brett. We want to keep them here once they move here.
Yeah, that's it. You're going to provide light refreshments. And a little birdie told me there may or may not be a live jazz band, but we're not sure if that's locked in yet. So that could also be a benefit. But last time you had 40 new residents come to the new resident night. So it could be anywhere in that figure, couldn't it, depending on how many people do sort of RSVP. You need to RSVP before you get going there, don't you?
It'd be nice. It's not essential. It'd be nice because we do some catering, so we do have some refreshments. So just to get an idea of the number. And that's interesting you say 40. I'm just thinking back to the last new resident night, and my guess would have been about 60, but maybe that's just ambitious counting that I'm doing there. So maybe there were 40 registrations and a few new ones turned up. But yeah, you're meant to register, and that's at dubbo.com.au/live/new-resident-night. So if you go there and register, but if you forget to do it and you get to Wednesday afternoon, you go, oh, I didn't register for that, still come along. Dubbo Regional Theatre and Convention Centre. So we're doing it in the foyer there. We like to do them at different places. So we've had them at the jail. We've had them down at the open area at the Visit Information Centre at the Lions Park there. We've had them in, I can't remember where else we've had them, but they've been a few different locations, including the theatre in previous times as well. So in the foyer of the theatre, this one will be. So if you do forget about it, just turn up 5:30pm. It starts on Wednesday, the 22nd of May.
Yeah, for sure. Many people might know where the event calendar at dubbo.com.au is. There's also a link on that page which is listed under that, which might make it a bit easier for people to navigate to. I know that you just gave us the direct link, Matt, but that's probably easier to find for them. It's not going to cost me to come along, is it?
No, it's all free. And again, this is a bit of the way that we say welcome to people. We don't want to say welcome and then say, by the way, put your hand in your pocket to pay for something. It's really that nice way to say welcome. And we also find that when people have moved here, they might have some common things to talk about too with other people. So we do some little games, give some little prizes away, and part of the idea of those games is to get people talking to each other, because again, if you've just moved to somewhere and you all discovering it together, that makes it a bit easier. So you might end up talking to someone and how are you going finding a pharmacy? Oh, I found this pharmacy. So just the little things that day-to-day things that you might discover as you go, maybe sharing some of those things with each other is a good idea. So we find they talk to the stallholders, they'll talk to each other, they'll come and talk to, often we'll have a number of counsellors there, they'll come and talk to counsellors and some of the staff there. So it's a good chance for them to really work out the lay of the land.
It is family friendly, so you can bring the kids along. You don't mind that, do you?
Encourage that, absolutely encourage that. And we're not that strict on it. We do these about every 6 months. So we say, essentially, if you've moved to Dubbo in the last 6 months or so, but also if you've moved to Dubbo in the last couple of years and you've never been to one of these, then come along as well. So it doesn't have to be strictly in the last 6 months. We like to see people that are, if they still consider themselves a new resident to Dubbo, then come along.
Yeah, I like it. I've been nagging Keegan, our sister station's breakfast host. Maybe that might be a good thing for him to go along. Do you reckon he should go?
I think that would be an exceptional thing for Keegan to go to. Meet a few people, get a few extra listeners to Zoo. You just tell them not to steal them away from 2DU.
That's it. I agree. Thank you, Matt. I'm out of time, but have a good day and feel better, won't you?
Thanks, mate.
Thanks.
Mayoral Memo with Matthew Dickinson from Dubbo Regional Council.